At the top of the latest edition of Ring Magazine, it asks, is Manny Pacquiao an all-time great? What a bizarre question for some guy who clearly is an all-time great. And not only that, this is coming from the same publication that proclaimed Manny Pacquiao to be the greatest fighter of the 2000s or the noughties. So how can a fighter be even in question to be an all-time great if he was considered the best fighter of a 10-year period? It seems completely bizarre. Now, we do seem to live in this era now where people just find it hard to assert things. They're always mincing their words. A few years ago, I remember, back in 2015, it was Manny Pacquiao against Floyd Mayweather. It was going to cure cancer. It was going to be this amazing event. And one magazine, may have been The Ring, said that this is one of the biggest fights of the year. One of the biggest fights. Pacquiao against Mayweather, despite the fact it wasn't a great fight. In terms of the event, that is the biggest fight in 2015, many years before, and many years after. Is absolutely massive. So back to the question, Pacquiao an all-time great? The real question is, when did Pacquiao become an all-time great? Probably back in 2003, when for me, he put on his career best performance in the first fight against Marco Antonio Barrera. It was a rampaging performance. He was sensational over 11 rounds and battered the Mexican, who at that point was in the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. In doing so, becoming a 3-weight world champion. It wasn't for one of the official belts, but he won the more important one, the Ring Magazine belt, having previously been a champ at Fly and Super Bantam. Just what a stupid question. And then he went well beyond the realms of all-time great, winning the trilogy against Morales, at least splitting a series with Marquez, dominating De La Hoya, dominating Cotto, and just adding all kinds of cream onto the top of the cake. And then, of course, Max Kellerman has recently proposed, even though I didn't agree with it. He was saying, could Manny Pacquiao put his resume now as the greatest fighter of all time? Does that not somehow say that this man is an all-time great? I just find it so very, very strange. And perhaps it is a symptom that the same magazine that said he was the best fighter of the noughties, as some asked, is he an all-time great, that it is perhaps not as great a magazine as it used to be.